that I'm not going to allow you to use these procedures to bring recent political arguments into this discussion. If you do it, I'm going to respond in kind.
That's fine, sir. And I'm responding to you respectfully. 6 months ago, I was not even in the media working for ZDK. I'm hired by ZDK, and when I sit here, I represent ZDK. So 6 months ago, I was not an observer or any other media house. So I didn't change lane.
You never
Sorry,
represented another media house.
pardon?
You never represented another media house.
3 years ago, I worked for Observer, sir, respectfully. But it's not about me. We're coming here and you're asking questions, and the questions are asked of the media. Pardon?
It's about you as well. When the
I
media
understand that. Let me.
No, when the media takes a position that it has a partisan political stand, it is about you as well. I think I want to address this matter because a lot of times people like yourselves, Nikki, assume you can take pot shots at people who are in public office, like myself, and any others who aspire for political office, and then do not expect an equal response in political terms from those persons who are attacking. And I'm saying to you, you are disingenuous by seeking to say that it was a transactional relation that Mr. George has sold himself. That's a term that you use. I find it objectionable because you asked a question before and I gave you the legitimate reason. Then you try to speak on behalf of the membership of the Labour Party. I asked you, what does that have to do with you? I can give you evidence to show you that the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party membership, just like in my case in 2012, accepted me when I went forward to become the spearhead in St. John City East. The membership of St. Mary's South has accepted Mr. George based on the engagement that the political leadership of the Labour Party had. It has nothing to do with you. You may think it's a public issue. Where it comes a public issue is for the people of St. Mary's South. They will have to make the decision. And so that campaign is going to take place.
Minister Nicholas, can I interject now? Because I guess just going to have a conversation about Mr. Dwayne George. These questions that you're receiving from me, I'm not a supporter of the UPP or the ABLP. That's one. I'm a journalist. When I sit here and I ask these questions. One second, sir. 1 second, sir. I've given you the respect. If I can just have my little say and then you can respond. When you're asking questions, the government has made a decision. The ABLP has made a decision to nab an individual just a few weeks ago who was a member of the UPP. The public is not even sure if this senator, new senator, Dwayne George, is a member of the ABLP. And the ABLP as a government, 1 second, so let me just wrap up quickly. The ABLP as a government making the decision of the day has removed Samantha Marshall, placed an ex-UPP individual in that position, and is asking the public to believe in this individual. Even if he wins his seat, he becomes a member of parliament, a minister in government, and this individual should be trusted, who was just a supporter of the UPP mere weeks ago. This is not personal. It's basic questions that the government should answer to the public, sir.
Appreciation for the evolution of politics in Antigua is limited. I'm saying that to you with all respect. In every respect, your appreciation of how this particular infusion of talent in any political party is limited. I was at the foundation of the removal of Errol Cobb from the Antigua Labour Party and when he was infused in the United Progressive Party. And it happened. And when the United Progressive Party made its case that they needed his talent and they needed his access and his resources, the members of St. John's Rural East of the United Progressive Party accepted that. They put him at the helm of the political process, and he did not defeat any ordinary political opponent. He defeated a standing prime minister, and he became the Minister of Finance in the United Progressive Party's government. So why is that any different to what now we're trying to do? That's the point I'm putting to you. And when you come and you phrase the question that you have, you are speaking like someone who wants to pull the wool over the political affairs of this country to say that it has never happened before. It has happened as recent as the UPP's ascent in 2004 to government. And I'm saying this to you. And in 2012, when I resigned away from the creation or the development of the Organization for National Development, and I became a member of the Antigua Labour Party, that is exactly what happened again. And so what Mr. George is doing now falls in line with that. The Antigua Labour Party is a two-way process. We're interested in his talent, and he has an ambition to serve. And so we're taking it at that level, and we're going forward on that basis. It is ultimately going to be left to the people of St. Louis South to make a decision as to whether or not they find that as an acceptable outcome. But that is the campaign that is going to take place in the coming weeks.
Yes, I didn't expect this to take up all of my time, and I know I usually get into trouble continuously with this. But can I ask one question surrounding the lands that the government spoke about? Garfield, Mr. Nicholas, is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you. Regarding the lands, Antigua, Antigua Hangar Inc. owns 26.44 acres, and Calvin Air owns 10 acres of the land. And just to be specific, the cabinet notes today pointed that point 4 is making a specific that the lands surrounding the shorelines in the air at the airport is not what is being reacquired by the government. So my question would be, has the government begun consultations or negotiations with both Mr. Calvin Air and the owner of Antigua Hangars Inc.?
The clarification today was necessary because a number of property owners outside of the confines of the airport, the fenced area of the airport, had raised the concern as to whether or not their properties were under this particular focus. And so I think the clarification was to ensure that it is only within the conterminous environment of the fenced area that the intention of the government, as indicated last week, that's where we intend to be. But